Stan Swamy, the member of the Jamshedpur Jesuit province, defended the constitutional rights of the Adivasis of Chota Nagpur, India till his last breath. He was killed as a martyr by brute carelessness of the corporate capitalism ruling India in the name of democracy. Fondly called the father of Adivasis and tribal rights activist, he was arrested by the National Investigative Agency, the NIA, at Bagaicha, Ranchi on October 9, 2020 in the Elgar Parishad case. He was booked under the draconian UAPA and was lodged in Mumbai's Taloja jail. Languishing in jail for 8 months, he was battling with prolonged ailments such as the advanced stage of Parkinson's disease, several bail rejections, and severe lack of empathy. Eventually, he also tested positive to COVID-19 in the congested Taloja jail and moved to Mumbai's Holy Family Hospital on May 20, 2021. There, July 5, 2021, he breathed his last with cardiac arrest just a day before the Bombay High Court was to hear his bail plea. Stan Swamy on the move from Viragalur to Jamshedpur.
Amma, listen to the stupid decision of Stan Swamy.
Ennappa?
Your blessed son, my beloved uncle, has decided to go as a missionary to the far off country of Jamshedpur in Jharkhand.
What? I don't understand anything of what you are saying. Swami, Stan Swami, what is he saying?
I have taken my vows after my novitiate at the Beski College. Now, it is time for me to get into my Jesuit formation in juniorate, philosophy, theologate, tertianship in various places across the globe. We, the Jesuits, are the missionaries working under the Roman pontiff in order to be sent to any part of the world.
Sundar, you are always excited over nothing. What my Swami says is a wonderful thing.
Amma, our stand here is a wonderful mesmerizer to take you for a solemn ride. Do you know what he is planning to do?
What is that?
My uncle is planning to join Jamshedpur province. It is in Jharkhand, which is 1,000 miles away from Viragalur, when many of his Jesuit companions are working in our own Madurai province, in Trichy St. Joseph College, Madras Loyola College, and Palayangotai St. Xavier's College. He is opting out to work among the unknown, illiterate, rustic, and uncivilized foreigners. They are the forest-dwelling hunters, thrown into ignorance, darkness, decay, and death.
Stan Swami, is it true?
Amma, whatever he says is true, except the fact that the Adivasis that I am going to serve are uncivilized. No, they are not uncivilized. They are the most decent indigenous people, the most harmless ancient original inhabitants with the culture of egalitarianism, fraternity, and freedom. But they are the most oppressed by those outsiders exploiting them as money lenders.
If you move to Jamshedpur, you will not be promoted as a rector of St. Joseph College, the principal of Loyola College, or the procurator of St. Xavier's College.
Is it true, Swami?
Amma, it is true. I may not be the rector, principal, or procurator in any reputed Jesuit college. Even while I was discerning with Jesuit vocation with Father K.P. Joseph, my spiritual director in the Sacred Heart Hostel, Trichy. I realized my identity as a simple missionary walking with the simple people of God. They need to be awakened to and new earth as dignified with co-human beings. They need to march towards the land of freedom, fraternity, and equality.
But in Virahalur village, surrounded by Pullambadi, Thirumanur, Ariyalur, Vadagarpettai, we have the reputation of the land-owning, high-caste people. We are not untouchables to serve the SCs and STs in a forlorn region. Amma, for my marriage, my uncle will not be present here. Amma, even for your funeral mass. Amma, your Swami, your fifth child, our Stan Swamy will not be present here in Viragalu.
Yes, my Swami, Stan Swamy. You are the fifth child amidst my 3 boys and 3 girls. Your father, Lourdes Swamy, left us long back when you were 7 years old. As a hapless widow, I could bring you up only with a little bit of land and a few cattle.
Amma, in North India, Christians are persecuted by the fundamentalists. The Christian missionaries are targeted, jailed, and raped by the fascists. There is no guarantee for our Stan Swamy's life and mission. Bloody days are ahead with trials and tribulations.
So what? So what? Amma, Appa Lourdes Swamy has given us the courage to face the challenges of life through his intercessory prayers offered to Our Lady of Lourdes. And you, as our affectionate mother, in tune with your name, Kiteri Ammal, continues to gift us the spirit of resilience, just as Saint Kiteri Ammal did when she was martyred for faith even as a young teenage virgin. We have been baptized by the self-sacrificing Jesuit missionaries who lived and worked in and around our neighboring Vadugapete church nearly 250 years back. The same pioneering spirit of the Jesuit missionaries is gripping me at this moment of history in my life. Amma, I request you to anoint me to be sent to the distant province of Jamshedpur as generous son of Lourdes Swamy and Kiteri Ammal to serve the Adivasis of Jharkhand.
The Angelus bell from the Viragalur Vyakulamada Church is a definite affirmation for my Stan Swamy's missionary journey to Jamshedpur. Sundar, go and bring me the holy oil of our Yelakurichi Adekalamada. May you be blessed abundantly by Our Lady of Lourdes, by dear Viragalur Vyakulamada. May you be accompanied by the intercession of Saint Kiteri Ammal, dwelling in Yelakurichi.
Youth of Ho tribe and Stan Swamy at Chaibasa.
Hey, Stan Swamy! Hey, Stan Swamy!
Yes, dear boys and girls, as we decided last Sunday, we shall have the sports day today. The first item is the running race for the boys and then the girls.
Stan Swamy, why are you separating girls and boys? All of us could run together.
In the sports events at other places, even at national, international levels, they always separate boys and girls. Do they have the same stamina?
We work together, hunt together, harvest together, cook together, and eat together. What is wrong in running together?
Okay. This is the rule of the running race now. All of you stand together in a line. I will say 1, 2, 3, and then whistle. On the whistle, you run towards a large tree, which is the target. The first one to touch the trunk of the tree is the winner, and the second one, the runner, and the third one, the third prize winner. Hey! Ready, steady, 1, 2, 3. Hey! But it has to be first, second, third in your position. But how come all the three of you are waiting for the last one and lose your chances of victory?
Stan Swamy, we did not want Claire to lose.
For us, there is no first and last. Everyone should win together.
Stan Swamy, we live together, we die together, we lose together.
Dear boys and girls, it is a rude cultural shock for me. Only when I live amidst you, the families of the whole tribals in Shingbum district, I realize the significance of the socio-cultural values that are spontaneously and happily lived out by you. I venerate your radical equality, primacy of community over individual and families, mutual cooperation, readiness to share without counting, closeness to Mother Nature, and the practice of consensus decision making. They're all revelations to me.
Stan Swamy, instead of giving away the first, second, and third prizes, let us organize an immediate community picnic as a prize for all and move on to the neighboring mango grove for gifting ourselves with delicious mangoes.
Hey! Okay.
Hey! Now listen, look over there. In that particular large tree, tons and tons of mangoes are pulling down the branches to the ground. Go and pick up those last delicious mangoes and come. Let us then feast on them. Why are you keeping quiet? No one has gone near the tree? It is a forbidden tree or what?
Stan Swamy, all the trees in forest are the gifts of our ancestors. But the tree at the center of the mango grove is reserved for somebody else.
Reserved? Reserved by whom and for whom?
The tree at the center is not a forbidden tree. It is a sacred tree. The fruits from this tree are reserved by our ancestors for the birds of the air and the animals of the forest.
The birds and animals are our kith and kin. The humans have no rights to take away their legitimate share from the sumptuous gifts of our Mother Earth and Mother Forest. The fruits of the tree at the center are the breast milk of Mother Nature to the birds and animals. The rest of the fruits are to be shared by all of us according to one's.
Dear boys and girls, I realize more than ever now the sacredness of becoming co-born with Mother Nature, co-workers with other human beings, and co-creators with the divine. The present capitalist order stands in direct contrast to indigenous values. For them, sharing is a bad habit and individual achievement is the ultimate goal.
Stan Swamy, the unique distinctiveness of an Adivasi society is a radical egalitarianism in tune with the rhythm of Mother Nature.
If our Adivasi community is deprived of our ethno territory and dispossessed of these resources, we will be decimated and annihilated into nothing. Jal, Zameen, jungle, water, land, forest are the womb of our existence and alienable birthright.
And that is the reason for us to anticipate the Karam festival in the very forest. As young boys and girls, even before reaching out to our village, let us celebrate the Karam festival now! Hey!
जंगली पहाड़ सोना हरियारा सारे फूल बोने 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 सुंदर सुहो ओ बरे चिरो को ना मन के जीवो जंगली पहाड़ सोना हरियारा सारे फूल बोने बोने सुंदर सुहो ओ बरे चिरो को ना मन के जीवो
As an ordained priest, Stan Swamy was appointed as the director of Indian Social Institute, Bangalore. There, he meets his students and social activists.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. My dear young friends, welcome to the 3-month-long training program of the Indian Social Institute, Bangalore on the socio-cultural analysis. Let us now introduce ourselves to one another. I am Stan Swamy, affectionately called by my colleagues Stan, hailing from Jamshedpur.
I am Claire Dung from Singhbum district, planning to be a social activist to serve my Adivasi people in Chota Nagpur area.
Hi, I'm Joe Xavier, a law student from Madurai, Tamil Nadu. My objective is to bring justice to the victims of various systems of oppression legitimized by dominant cultures and religions.
I am Florina Xavier, working for an urban-based action group. Our vision is to liberate the marginalized young kids from the persistent evil of child labor in North Madras.
Kumar Barla is my name, and I hail from Ambikapur. Though I am an Adivasi by birth, I feel compelled to commit myself to annihilate casteism in our country.
Well, dear friends, delighted that you represent people from all over India, which is unfortunately gripped by darkness at this particular juncture of history. Though it is rightly critiqued by the muffled voices of silenced masses of people and the stifled voices of the muted media, the voice of the wilderness is heard from Bihar from none other than the Lok Nayak, that is the people's leader, Jayaprakash Narayan.
Okay, Stan Swamy.
Claire, call me Stan. Simply Stan. No need of any titles. All of us, men and women, kids and elders, are comrades pregnant with the vision of realizing compassionate justice, fraternal freedom, and egalitarian ethics. So, you are Claire and I am Stan.
Okay, Stan. Will the feeble voice of Loknayak Jayaprakash Narayan be heard across the nation?
The youth are well mobilized to throw away any anti-democratic tendencies of the rulers. In fact, they are coming forward with proactive ideologies, constructive strategies, and creative programs in the agricultural, industrial, and educational sectors. Many NGOs have been initiated and registered for bringing awareness to the common people after the model of Paulo Freire's The Pedagogy of the Oppressed.
Excuse me, Stan. What is the pedagogy of the oppressed?
It is the way for churning the consciousness of the people who have been kept illiterate by the Manuvada culture to uphold the Varna Dharma and caste culture. By awakening the people's consciousness and evolving the developmental vision, we must lift the standard of their lives.
But Stan, the government has policies and programs for development. Are they not enough for leading our country to the new heights of development?
Well, all such programs are imposed from above by the politicians and bureaucrats, dancing to the tune of the multinational companies, corporate investors, and business magnates. But the people's rights for life, livelihood, health, education, and employment are at stake by way of destroying all our natural sources plundered by the capitalists. Instead of top-down model, we need to have policies and programs from bottom-up model. That is where the real voice of democracy will be activated. But Stan, ours is a democratic republic, by the people, of the people, and for the people. Yes, in the paper. Our elected representatives are loyal to the respective political parties. They are very much under the capitalistic grip of large donations from the MNCs and corporate investors. It is not a true democracy. It is a fake democracy.
Stan, kindly explain to us about fake democracy with an illustration.
Okay, let me start with a micro level example. The recent declaration of the government solemnly announced that the tillers are the actual owners of the land. But in one of the suburbs of Bangalore city, our ISC staff identified a large number of the agricultural workers treated as bonded laborers, generation after generation by the large estates of land. According to the Land Sealing Act and the government declaration, it is a crime. Our team, with their scientific studies and actual data, proved that they have been exploited for ages together.
Stan, we could have gone to the police and punished the landlords.
In fact, we did that. To our pleasant surprise, we had a pro-poor assistant commissioner of police who took interest in it and filed cases against the oppressive claims of the landlords.
What was the verdict of the court then?
The verdict of the court was in favor of the land for the tillers. But the people's victory was short-lived. The landlords, with their networks and nexus with politicians and bureaucrats, transferred the assistant commissioner of police to a far-off place. The execution of the order of court was thrown to the dustbins by his successors. The vengeful comeback of the landlords tortured the agricultural laborers. They were reduced to be bonded laborers again with more and more of ferocious castigation. Now they are living with fear of being annihilated at any moment.
Are the landlords very powerful in our country?
They not only persecuted the agricultural laborers, they wanted to silence our ISA activities also. With their money and muscle power, they influenced the ecclesiastical authorities. We were blamed that we are poisoning the young minds with Marxism and atheism, propagating the doctrine of violence. They demanded that the culprit Stan Swamy had to be removed from Bangalore.
How did you wriggle out of these allegations, Stan?
Well, with further reflections, with organic social intellectuals and people-oriented theologians, we came out with further clarifications. We evolved the public relations. This attracted a large number of students from all over India. We have a long road to freedom.
After serving Indian Social Institute, Bangalore for nearly 25 years, Stan Swamy went back to Jharkhand in the 1990s. For the sake of the welfare of the tribals and Dalits, a center with the name Bagaicha was founded. Stan Swamy participates in a staff meeting at this center.
Well, we visited 18 districts in the state and spoke to 102 alleged Naxalite under-trial prisoners. Our study exposed that almost 97% of them had not committed the crimes, but falsely implicated and imprisoned. Ongoing harassment, intimidation, or rearrest persist, even after accused persons are released on bail. Several hundreds of the Adivasi and Dalit youth are languishing in Jharkhand's jails. What have we to do?
Well, it is not just enough to learn about the cruel reality and the gruesome situation. One has to act upon it as well. Hence, I filed a public interest litigation in Jharkhand High Court to demanding the release of all under-trial prisoners from each and every jail. Consequently, the High Court ordered the state to furnish all the relevant information regarding the under trial prisoners from each and every jail in Jharkhand in January 2018.
But then, the Koyal Karo anti-displacement movement reached a climax on the 2nd of February 2001, when the police opened fire at a Gram Sabha in the village of Tapkara, wherein 5,000 people had gathered. 8 people were killed and many were injured and made permanently handicapped.
The state thought that this would frighten the Adivasis into abandoning their movement. On the contrary, the people said, "We have shed our blood. There is nothing more to lose." And the movement became stronger.
Well, Stan, Adivasi societies in scheduled areas were protected by clear constitutional and legal provision. How come then a great deal of forcible land acquisition has taken place despite all this?
Remember the saying, the written laws are like a spider web. It will trap the poor and the weak, but it will be torn to pieces by the rich and the powerful. The laws and policies in favor of Adivasis remain mere showpieces and remain unimplemented. When the youth stand up against forced land dispossession, they put themselves at a risk of being annihilated at any moment.
The Indian Constitution has given freedom of speech, freedom of religion and liberty for all citizens. And the historically disadvantaged groups are also given the provisions of special protection. But the naked fact slaps with a roaring laughter on our face that the original indigenous inhabitants, that is the scheduled tribes, are thrown into the hell of utter poverty and atrocious humiliation and condemned to denial of education and health care.
Stan, due to the systematic high-handedness of the government missionaries elbowing out the Adivasis, forcible land acquisition is violently taking place. Quite many youth from Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh have moved out to the southern state, resulting in a large-scale labor migration.
Okay, amidst all such complexities, it is ripe time for us to organize all the people of goodwill, especially who are interested in restoring the dignity of the Adivasi youth who are imprisoned and tortured. We shall join the demonstration of the Adivasis in Ranchi town today.
We give our life. We give our life. Adivasi Ekta. Adivasi Ekta.
Jindabad, Jindabad.
Waterland and forest.
They are our birthright.
Waterland and forest.
They are our birthright.
Corporate company.
Chale jao, chale jao.
Corporate company.
Chale jao, chale jao.
Long live.
Adivasi self-governance.
Long live.
Adivasi self-governance.
जल जमीन जंगल
हमारा है, हमारा है.
जल जमीन जंगल
हमारा है, हमारा है.
First raid at Bagaicha Center, Ranchi on August 28, 2018.
Who are you? Why have you come in such a large number in uniform?
What is the necessity to come to our center at this odd hour with arms?
We are the Pune police. We have come to raid the premises and search for Stan Swamy.
Stan Swamy?
I am Stan. Could I see the search warrant? What is it about? What is the language of this typed paper?
It is in Marathi.
Marathi? I do not understand Marathi. I need an English or Hindi translation so that I would understand why you have come to search for me.
The translation could wait, but the search has to be done now. Right right away.
No, 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 no. Don't go there. It is our home. What are you doing? It is our home. What are you doing? Don't go there. Don't take anything. Why are you doing this to me? What is the crying urgency for such an early morning knock at my door?
Seize the laptop and mobile. Get hold of all the CDs and documents on the table.
No, no, no. Don't take anything. What are you doing? Don't take anything.
Now, sign the paper of the inventory of what we have secured from a room for the NIA investigation.
But again, it is in Marathi. I do not understand Marathi. I refuse to sign it.
If you do not sign the paper, you have to face the consequences.
Which law dictates that I have to sign in a document written in a language that I do not know?
Hello, sir. He refuses to sign the inventory of the items taken away from his room. He claims that he does not know Marathi. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, then. We will give you an oral translation of contents of the inventory list in Hindi and English. Laptop, mobile, SIM card, 7 CDs, 25 documents. Titled Adivasi Liberation, Jal Jamin Jungle, Social Analysis, Dalit Movements, and so on. Now, you could sign it. The handwritten document will soon be available to you.
When these raids and the FIR by the Pune police were challenged by Stan Swamy in the Bombay High Court, the presiding judge said that there is actually no case against him as he was only a suspect and not an accused. But at the same time, he authorized Pune police to continue its investigation on him. If they would find anything incriminating under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act UAPA, they can arrest him and go ahead with legal procedure.
Stan Swamy being inquired by Pune police.
So, you are Stan Swamy. What do you know about Naxal movement?
As a sociologist, I know about the origin, growth, and the present situation of the Naxal movement. However, I have nothing to do with it.
What about Operation Green Hunt?
This was the policy of the erstwhile government for containing Naxalism. In this manner, they threw into jails large number of innocent Adivasi young men and women. A majority of them were either imprisoned or killed.
What are your contacts related to the Bhima?
I heard about the problem.
Do you know Sudha?
Yes, I know her in the context of research on under trials and perceiving the legal actions during the formation of the PPSC, that is Persecuted Prisoners Solidarity Committee.
Tell me about Persecuted Prisoners Solidarity Committee.
The indiscriminate arrest of the Adivasi youth during 14 and 15 in Central East India made us interweaving to promote justice to the hundreds of the Adivasi youth. After a systematic scientific study, I filed a public interest litigation in Jharkhand High Court. Months after months, the Jharkhand government was dragging its feet without submitting adequate data.
Who is she? Who is she?
Cool, sir, cool. She is only a doctoral research scholar of Delhi University who is making use of our documentation center for her research.
Tell me about the Bhima Koregan case.
I have never been in Bhima Koregan all my life, but the Pune police have falsely implicated me in Bhima Koregan case.
Patalgadi.
Patalgadi is a part of the cultural tradition of the Adivasis in central India. The Mundari-speaking Adivasi group was using the Patalgadi, that is the stone slab, to inscribe their constitutional rights in mentioned 5th schedule and the PESA Act 1996 to assert their rights to the self-governance. However, the state government took over the Patalgadi movement as a case of sedition against the state and deployed the paramilitary forces in those areas to suppress the movement.
But you, along with 19 other terrorists, made use of Facebook and blamed the government as if the government was attacking its own people. Is it not an act of sedition?
Never, never. We are neither extremists, nor terrorists, nor anti-nationals. I am an Indian Jesuit, and all of them are simple Indian Adivasi leaders. We only insisted that instead of arresting and attacking the Adivasi youth, the government should enter into a dialogue with the people. Instead of doing that, the government filed an FIR against all 20 of us in July 2018 and issued an arrest warrant on 19 June 2019.
But you were not cooperating and you absconded.
Oh, these are the well-concocted fairy tales that you people are accustomed to the face of the activists. I had gone to South India as I had planned long ago to meet my kith and kin and friends and to attend some medical problems. In the meantime, the Kundi police, without verifying my whereabouts, declared me as an absconder. It is an outrage and disgrace on the part of law enforcing agencies to bulldoze upon the rights of law-abiding citizens.
These are some extracts taken from your computer, which seem to relate you with leftist forces.
Please show them to me.
Look, this is an invitation for you from Naxalbari movement.
I flatly disown these extracts. Let me strongly affirm that these are interpolated into my computer.
Nothing of that sort is with the NIA, because NIA is an organization of integrity.
The fact is that the NIA took over the Bhima Koregan case only in January 2020 from the Pune police, which had been handling the case from August 2018. Would you also vouch for the same integrity of the Pune police as you are vouching for the NIA?
We as a police force are an integral body. Now, tell me about Bagaicha and its activities.
Bagaicha. In Adivasi tradition, the Adivasis and Dalits come together for taking some decisions for the welfare of the entire community. We give legal advice to them. Through the Lokmach workers, we try to reach out the government schemes, projects and programs to the disadvantaged of the interior villages. Our volunteers enable the villagers to access various pensions and other social security schemes.
What do you have to say about communications and reports from ultra-left parties discovered in your computer?
These are interpolations, nothing but interpolations.
One letter mentions that funds and donations of 6 million rupees are needed to counter the Indian state turning out to be fascist. All these works would be done under the direction of Father Stan.
Rubbish! Total rubbish! I disown this letter and communication. It is a fabrication stealthily inserted into my computer. We are a religious body. You have seen this place and how we live. Do you need more explanation?
Okay, since you are denying the authenticity of these letters, please make a statement. I will submit them to my superior officers who would make the conclusions about them.
That's fine. This is my statement. All my contacts with social activists have within Jharkhand state, and the only occasion to contact with out of Jharkhand was in the context of setting up PPSC, covering the states of Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, West Bengal, and Odisha, in view of coordinating efforts on behalf of the under trials in all these states with possibility of going to the Supreme Court of India. Apart from that, I do not have any relation or contact with any ultra forces or persons.
Can I see your passport? I don't want this matter to go out. I would make a report of the interrogation, but some superior officer would draw the final conclusion.
What that conclusion will be and what action will ensue are all very nebulous.
Stan Swamy at Taloja Jail, Mumbai.
Thank you, Arun. It is enough for today.
What? Enough for you? No, it is not enough for you. You are eating like a baby. Just a half slice of bread. Take a sip of milk at least. It will be better to have a sipping tumbler with an inbuilt straw in it.
But Stan told me that it was taken away at the very entrance of the Taloja jail along with his bag when he was imprisoned here.
It is not a big deal. We could obtain it with the permission of the jail authorities.
In spite of repeated appeals and affidavits to the inquiring officials and learned judges, this simple request for a sipping tumbler for a patient with a Parkinson's had not been granted.
And so, the imprisoned ones with ailments cannot eat and drink peacefully or what? It is indeed a careless violation of human rights.
Yes, even the sipper tumbler for a senior citizen for consuming their minimum food behind the bars is denied. Is that a terrorist weapon?
My dear young man, let it be so. I am grateful to you for feeding this old man just like my mother. Gone are those days when I have been active like the bee, walking with my dear Adivasi friends, making inroads amidst the hamlets buried into the thick jungles of Jharkhand. Perhaps it is time for me to take flight to my death.
Stan Swamy, is it not a suicide to abstain from food in order to catch the flight unto death? Take at least the remaining portion of the slice of the roti.
Arun, my capacity to consume further is limited now. Let me now write a few lines denying the charges and lies unjustly kept against me by the NIA. Vernon, kindly note down these words in a piece of paper. It has to be communicated to Joe Xavier, Advocate Miguel Desai, and Fraser. My dear Joe.
Arun, Stan Swamy seems to be having high fever.
Stan Swamy, you are all right. You seem to have a little cold with the phlegm in the lungs. With this small piece of cloth, I cannot cover your toes when I cover your head. And again, I cannot cover your head when I cover your toes.
I requested to Joe Xavier and Fraser through a note to be sent to a good blanket to fight this cold. I do not know whether it was stranded by the jail officials in the gate itself. Perhaps the blanket was also detained in the gate itself by them as a terrorist weapon. Let me now dictate a few lines from the jail to be sent to Joe Xavier and Solomon. Dear Joe and Solomon, I hope you all are keeping fine.
I want to share with you that I'm keeping good health despite some ailments. A few fellow prisoners like Arun Pereira and Vernon Gonzalez are helping me. Considering my age and inability to adapt to the prison conditions, Arun is feeding me and Vernon is assisting me whenever I suffer from pain. I have been given a private cell with commode facility and simple special diet. I have access to some journals and magazines. I spend my time in reading, praying, and interacting with fellow prisoners.
I have asked for some warm clothes as it is cold here. I hope the prison authorities will permit me to have them to protect me. I am languishing in prison for some alleged offenses which I have not committed. If it is God's will, so be it. I hope the truth will win and I will be released soon on bail. Thanks for all your solidarity.
With kind regards, Stan.
Stan Swamy continued to languish in Taloja jail as several bail petitions were rejected, permission to use the zipper was denied, and good medical treatment was not offered. Only when his health condition became worse, he was permitted to undergo treatment in Holy Family Hospital, Mumbai. In this context, Friends of Stan Swamy organized a press conference in Mumbai.
Hello,
Welcome.
sir.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Welcome.
Good morning, dear friends of the media world. Here we are to present the case of Stan Swamy, who is languishing in Taloja Jail, Mumbai, for more than 8 months. Let us introduce ourselves. I am Fraser Mascarenas, the former principal of St. Xavier's College, Mumbai. He is Joe Xavier, my colleague, who is a Jesuit lawyer, and Mr. Mihir Desai, a lawyer come human rights activist. We are friends of Stan Swamy. Here, we would like to objectively highlight the background of UAPA case leveled against Stan Swamy.
We hear that he is a Jesuit priest. Why was he framed under a sedition case? That too under a draconian law of UAPA?
Well, for the past 3 decades, Stan Swamy tried to be in a deep solidarity with the Adivasi people of Jharkhand. As an organic intellectual, he identified the roots of stories of centuries of callous oppression and heartless exploitation. As a social scientist, he probed into their struggles through historical analysis, social dynamics, and political processes. As a spiritual leader, he empowered them by awakening them to their egalitarian energies. As a teacher, he educated them with constitutional rights and social justice. He questioned the validity, legality, and justness of several steps taken by the government bodies, ruling class, and corporate companies.
What are the crimes he's supposed to have committed to warrant arrest?
Let me briefly enlist the so-called crimes he committed as an apostle of the Adivasis. Number 1. He questioned the non-implementation of the 5th schedule of the Constitution, Indian Constitution, Article 244(1), which clearly stipulates that the tribe's advisory council, composed solely of members from the Adivasi community, will advise the governor of the state about everything concerning the well-being of the Adivasi people in the state. Number 2. He asked why the PESA Act 1996 has been neatly ignored, which for the first time recognized the fact that the Adivasi community in India have had a rich social and cultural tradition of self-governance through the Gram Sabha. Number 3. He cried aloud at the half-hearted action of government on Forest Rights Act 2006.
He could have done all this work through legal procedures. How come he engaged himself with violent measures?
Systematic mobilizations of the Adivasis through educating them with awareness of the constitutional rights has been his only way of proceeding, and hence he was engaged in following peaceful and non-violent ways. Now let me continue with the so-called crimes. Number 4. He expressed his apprehension at the recently enacted amendment to Land Acquisition Act 2013 by Jharkhand government, which sounds a death knell for Adivasi community. This allows the government to give away even agriculture and multi-crop land for non-agriculture purposes.
So, the government agencies never listen to the Adivasi voices at all?
If only they had listened to their voice, Stan Swamy would have been a contemplative religious, but the unjust situation made him a prophetic religious. Back to the so-called crimes. Number 5. He took legal actions against the Jharkhand state by filing a PIL in the High Court, praying the following. 1. To release on bail all under trial prisoners on personal bond. 2. To speed up the trial process, which surely will acquit most of them. And 3. To order the police to submit all needed information about all under trial prisoners to the petitioners. Number 6. He challenged the indiscriminate arrest of thousands of young Adivasis under the label of Naxals just because they question and resist unjust land alienation and displacement.
Let us end up the press conference with a significant statement of Stan Swamy.
They have implicated me in serious cases for stalling the judicial process to give justice to the poor innocent Adivasis. If working for the constitutional rights of the Adivasis is a crime making me a Deshdrogi deserving life sentence, then let it be so.
Stan Swamy attending the court proceedings through video conference and being taken to Holy Family Hospital, Mumbai.
Your Honor, the unwarranted arrest of the Stan Swamy on 9th October 2020 in Bagaicha at Jharkhand and its unjustifiable imprisonment on the very next day at Taloja jail can never be in tune with the spirit of the rule of the law. This octogenarian had to undergo the ordeal of hurriedly being transported for 2,000 kilometers on a single day. He was incarcerated for the past 8 months at Taloja jail with false charges under the UAPA by the NIA. This 84-year-old weak person with age-related ailments has to be immediately granted bail on medical grounds.
Objection, Your Honor. The accused in question is having an alleged link, of course not without evidences, with the banned Maoists and Naxalites behind the fierce outburst of the Bhima-Koregaon caste violence in 2018 near Pune. The NIA is working at collecting and organizing the evidences behind these anti-national activities. On medical ground, he cannot be granted bail. His medical reports are in order and his health condition is not that critical as made out to be by the creative imagination of his friends and the defense lawyer. Stan Swamy has been royally treated with medical care by the prison authorities.
Your Honor, for the Stan Swamy had been taken to Mumbai JJ hospital run by the government, but he will be royally sent back to Taloja jail only with some habituated and mechanical treatment without listening to the patients. The fatigue of going up and down to the hospital was the only onerous gift generously imposed on this ripe old senior citizen.
Okay then. What does the accused say about his petition for medical bail?
8 months ago, when I was brought to Taloja jail, I would eat by myself, walk, write, take bath, all by myself. But now, all these are disappearing, one after another. Now, someone has to feed me. Let me request you to consider why and how my deterioration has happened.
But
The jail authorities say that they are taking care of you well.
Even yesterday, they took me to JJ hospital. I got an opportunity to explain what I should be given. But my deterioration is more powerful than the small tablets they gave. I would rather suffer and die shortly than go to the hospital.
Your Honor, the accused, under the garb of the current situation, is on account of the COVID-19 pandemic, is trying to take an undue benefit of the situation.
Stan Swamy is taken to Holy Family Hospital.
Nurse, fast, fast. Nurse, check the pulse, check the pulse. Take the injection. Check the BP.
He was not a Maoist, but a martyr of the Adivasis. The Washington Post published a report by the United States-based digital forensics firm Arsenal Consulting Limited saying Stan was a target of a malware campaign. The cybersecurity forum Sentinel-1 found that there was a provable connection that the government agencies hacked the email accounts of Stan Swamy for eliminating him from the ongoing struggles of Adivasis. The last message from Stan. What is happening to me is not something unique, happening to me alone. It is a broader process that is taking place all over the country. We are all aware how prominent intellectuals, lawyers, writers, poets, activists, student leaders, they are all put in jail just because they have expressed their dissent. I am ready to pay the price, whatever may it be. As long as he drew breath, Stan would not allow his spirit to be arrested by the inhumane treatment of a vengeful state. He was not a silent spectator. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November, 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.